There's a place, a school, an institution where a professor resides. One that for the past 30 years has traveled the world teaching others. A pioneer in America of the fighting science of Savate. One who codified the sports of this fighting style. One who has produced clubs, champions, and continues to develop. Listen to words of Professor Buitron.
I hope everybody's doing well. I'm pre-recording this one because it's a nice day on Sunday morning. I just got off the phone with two professors that are coming in 2 weeks to help out on the 32nd annual Passage of God. But before we get into all that, I want to thank everybody for continuing to watch our shows, to share this, those that like it, those that enjoy Savate, those that ask me questions. And in this forum, I can go ahead and answer some of these questions and kind of talk about them. And I want to thank you all for that. We're trying to bring you all the best content we can. There's a lot of new stuff that's coming up in the woodwork that we're going to be doing for the channel, for Savate as well, trying to make everything grow, flow a little bit more than usual. But here's something a question that I was asked. And that question was, what are the hardest students to teach? And I kind of sat back down and I said, hardest students to teach. And I have come down to two things. Those that want to learn and those that are willing to learn. See, those two words right there mean a lot. Will and want. A lot of people want to learn Savate, but they make up so many excuses even to show up to class. The class starts at 8 o'clock. I just got home at 7:30. My uniform's not ready. It's too far. Well, they live 3 blocks away. It's on the other side of town. You only teach on certain days, and I can't make it on those days. There's so many excuses that come. Okay. And those excuses, I'm going to lose weight before I go to class. That's another one. My girlfriend doesn't want to let me go train because she says that I'm going to become violent. Listen, I get these people calling me all the time with that. Don't get me wrong. Parents also call me. I want to teach. I need my son to learn or my daughter to learn because she's being bullied at school. You already have a problem in your hand. There's already a situation that your son or daughter is being bullied. You have to teach them. But then when you tell them, the time's not right. I'm working. It's too far. They have cheerleading, basket weaving, marbles, basketball, football, so on and so forth. But then when something happens, they call back again. Oh, this happened to my child. What do I do about it? Listen, we all go through all that. Okay. I was bullied in school when I was young. I had to learn how to defend myself. And I did. I realized that a nice right in the middle of the mouth would finish many bullies, and you ended up getting in a fight or 2 or 3. But guess what happened? They respected you. They left you alone. That's just part of the game. It's unfortunate. But I'm not going to talk about bullies. We've already talked enough about them. I can probably do another show later on about it. But what I'm talking about here is the type of students that I've had. The type of students that want to learn and the type of students that are willing to learn. There you go again with those 2 words, will and want. I'm going to tell you a little story about a 7-year-old kid by the name of Paul Raymond Buitrón the 4th. I'm the 3rd, talking about my son. He came in one time when I was teaching class, 7 years old. He was already doing capoeira, was already doing Kempo. And I wouldn't allow him to go into Savate because guess what? He had to be 8 by state standards. So he sat down there in September. He came in there and he picked up a pair of gloves. He had on his shorts, shoes. He went in the middle of class. He says, I'm going to learn Savate. I will learn Savate. And he's in adult class. He's a little kid. He said, okay, start class now. September, your birthday's 20 days away. We share the same birthday, September 20th. And he started learning. I was in my amaze. He could already do a fuerte. He could do a coupe de bas. He'd been watching for years. He started moving, jab cross, and he was there the next day to learn. At that time, I used to teach Savate every day. We used to teach Kempo on Sundays, and I used to teach Capoeira on Wednesdays. So every day, he'll come in to train. You know, and one day we were talking about the exams and so on and so forth, and he took his exam and he ended up becoming a blue glove. And mind you, most of his exams have always been with other professors, not with me. I mean, he's been tested by Lauren Mercader for yellow. He was tested for white by Franco Pinacchio, by Sylvan Postal for red, Richard Sela, Stefan Goin, Richard Sela, if I can get, I would say, Jean-Louis Lassant, Andre Germain. He's been around the block. He's put the gloves on with more professors than many people outside of France have ever met, get alone that. So after his blue glove exam, that same year, we had a silver glove exam. I was sitting down and was watching the exam. And that exam, it was Patrick Gavin was the one that was testing for silver that day. And he says, you know what? I will become a silver glove. And I said, what? What did you say? He says, I will become a silver glove. 2 weeks from now, during the next passage of grad, which will be the 32nd annual passage of grad, he will be testing for silver. He has waited fully to become 18 years old to test. Under the rules and regulations, he's going to have 3 professors in front of him as a jury. That's a way to become a silver glove. In France, it's the same way. You need 3 professors to form a silver glove. Especially when I was there. Things might change now in the last 10 years. Things have changed dramatically. But at that time, that's what it is. And the International Guild follows those rules and regulations. And I've always had him test with others for one reason. That reason is never wanted people to say, he's your son, he's just going to get a pass by. There was no pass by here. He waited his time. He learned, he improved. His character's what a silver glove should be. And what I'm trying to get at is he learned the will and the want difference. I have a lot of students that come in there and they say, I want to do this. But when I hear I want, usually I want comes with a lot of excuses that will be made for going there. So understand the difference. If you ever say, I will do something, people are going to hold you up to it. You say, I want to, there's a little safety door that you can walk out. So understand the difference. When you say, I will become this, I will do that. That means you're giving your 100% dedication and you already made a declaration to become that. When you say I want, there's a little safety door in there that you can go ahead and escape and say, well, things occurred. I didn't make it. Okay. Here's another story. We started the first stick fighting championships. We started the gentlemen's stick fighting championships. And I had several that came aboard that I was teaching. I was teaching 4 that were going to be there. 2 of them said, we will be champions. Declaration. The other said, I just want to do the tournament. Okay. The other one said, well, I'm just doing this because I want to experience competition. Okay. The one that said, I want to experience competition lasted 2 weeks training. We're 2 months before. Usually start people at 8 weeks getting ready for any bout, any tournament, and so on and so forth. That's just my training and the way it is. The other one, 2 days before, disappeared, never came back again to school. Both of those that said want didn't make it. The ones that said will went in there and they became champions in their own right. They became short and long stick champions, and the other ones, of their own weight division. It was great to see the way it went because they had said, I will, and they became. So again, I tell this to everybody. There's a difference between the words will and want. And that being said, I leave you with that for you guys to ponder on it. Remember, martial arts, I don't care whether you're sumo, savate, whatever you're taking. Be serious about it. Savate's a different entity. So the tests are usually about a year apart. And what you do is you want to start setting yourself goals, because if you say, I will, start setting yourself a goal of learning, not only in the technique. What is a fuerte? What is a chasse lateral? What is a chasse frontal? What is a tundu? What is a coup de bat? And understand each kick and how it's done mechanically and what it's done for, and start using it within your combinations and your defenses, your enchantments and your repulses. And then you start using them in ASL. Then you start using them in your sets for self-defense. It takes time. And many people do not understand that. So they think that they could just come to class and train, and all of a sudden they show up to the exam. Then they realize a month away from an exam that there's all this curriculum that you need to learn. And they kind of say, well, you never told me this. No, I've explained it to you since the beginning, the names and everything. It's you that need to pay attention. So set those goals when you're training. Okay. Because I certainly set the goals to teach people how to do things, how to achieve them. All right. And again, remember the difference between will and want. Folks, if you like this video, like, share, comment, send me a message on Buitron Academy 2012 at gmail.com if you want to ask me a question directly. Another thing, people ask me where the curriculum is, how they can get online training. Well, you can do that by buy me a coffee at Buitron Academy, okay.com. And the next thing, and it's those links are at the bottom of the page anyway. Folks want some merchandise, we do have that. We have a Teespring store, which it's on the bottom in the descriptions. So I want you all to stay safe, be safe, and remember the difference between will and want. Okay, if you want to do something, there's always that little safety net. Will, people are gonna, it's declaration, people are gonna hold you accountable for that, and that's where people fail because they're scared to say will. Okay, till next time, much peace, stay safe.
Hello, my name is Kendall Martin. My nickname is Mechanico. Been in the guild since December of 1992. I got started in December 1992. That was the point in my life where I needed some direction, needed something going on, and I saw Professor Buitron on a commercial on TV. And it's actually a little news segment. I was very impressed with what I saw, and I thought maybe that's for me. So I called him up the next day and he invited me to his class over in Irving, Texas. Loved it. And I knew at that point it was something I wanted to stick with. I originally got into it because I wanted to fight in the ring. That's my original reason I got into it. I had a lot of aggression at that time and wanted to really learn to fight and to fight in competitions. That was my ultimate goal at that time. Since then, I've embraced all parts of Danse de Savate. It means a lot to me. I love working out and training. I now have a small club up in Plano, Texas. I have a few guys, 3 guys, a couple of them hurt right now. I still have 1 or 2 that work out with me consistently. And we work out as a little small private studio where I work, and we get some good work in. I have some good guys and I use them as training partners. We have fun, they enjoy it, and they tell me that's something they look forward to twice a week coming to work out. We have a little fun but work hard at the same time. And it's really helped me with some of my sets of Danse de Savate I've always struggled with early on. Those guys are very good and I use them. They're my guinea pigs. And I get to come down to Laredo here to work out with Professor Buitron about at least twice a year. On a good year, 10 or 3 times a year on a good year. I've probably made that drive from Dallas to Laredo, I estimated 25 times in my life. And it's a nice 8-hour drive. It's to come down here and work out. But anyway, Savate means a lot to me. Helped me through some bad times in my life early on, so I embraced it so much. And now when I teach others, I've got a couple other students that are in the same boat as I was. It gives them something to go do, and they tell me kind of relieves stress out of their life. And I'm happy to help them. I think that's what Danse de Savate is to me.